Are we recording?
We're recording.
Oh, I guess this is all right.
We've done a bunch of these in a row.
Yes, we've done 51 episodes in a row.
51.
And we've sucked 51. No,
well, you know, we've sucked a few times.
51 times in a row.
I wouldn't say 51 times in a row. We've sucked a few times. We've blown a few times after that. Sucked again. Blown, suck, blow. I don't know. It's like that. There's the switch on the back of us, like the woman in Spaceballs, the giant Joan Rivers. It's not a giant Joan Rivers.
No, it was Mega Maid.
Yeah,
we've gone from suck to blow. Is that
like
what you're trying to get at?
A few times over the 51 episodes, we've gone from suck to blow.
All right.
That's I think. I don't know. And now it's 52. Now we're 51 and a minute, 51 and like 60 seconds, and we're continuing the trend. Yes.
What? So yeah, we're 52 episodes in. This is number 52. Horribly off topic, in case you didn't know.
No, I did not know.
Yes, now you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
One of my favorite ones of those fake G.I. Joe clips was one that was just like this kid standing on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, look at me." And he falls off the cliff and goes, "Shit." And that's the end. It goes, G.I. Joe.
That's sort of like listening to this podcast.
What?
You're falling off the edge of a cliff and you're like, "Oh, shit."
You know what?
You just keep going.
All right.
Just keep going because there's nothing else to do except fall into the abyss.
I'm going to fall into the abyss of doing our first, probably of many. Clip shows.
Clip shows. We're going to listen back to some of the best bits we've ever done.
Yes, some of the best stuff. I mean, we're going to just go through we're going through like with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
Finding all the best bits from our previous 51 episodes.
Right.
Because this is unlike other podcasts that take 2 breaks during the year, we didn't take any.
No
So
breaks.
this is 1 year for us. 52
we don't
episodes.
take breaks. The union is after our bosses.
We don't make any money, Chris. Don't say things like that. People would be less likely to donate to your Patreon or buy the TNS album or to donate to the show directly.
Yeah, no, they'd be less likely than they are now, which is not at all.
Oh, come on. One of these days, there's going to be more than $1 in there.
One of these days, somebody will send us more than a quarter.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So, like, what's our first look back? What are we gonna show? We're gonna show people stuff. That's what's happening.
We're not
going
to show them anything.
We're gonna show them things.
I think we'll just. Do you remember that time that we were just kind of reminiscing?
Yeah.
About our favorite emails that we had gotten.
I do remember that time.
Well, why don't we look back on it right now? Oh, email! I guess I'll check my email now. Oh, hey, Steve. You have done so many of these emails. Which one would you say is the best? Or your personal favorite? Thanks. Cowboy Bri, blah, blah, whatever. Well, cowboy guy, my emails are like my children's. I love them all. But if I had to play favorites, let's see. There's that one where they asked what I would do if I was invisible, and I got to steal Swiss cake rolls and punch Chris in the gut.
Oh, hey, guys. Oh! Ow! Those things are bad for you.
Oh, and there was that one where my computer exploded. Ah! And there was that one where Chris built that Steve robot out of a box of grape nuts and a speaking spell.
Now spell Kiki Jiki Mirror Breakers Sopping Orifice.
No way! That sounds just like me! And there was that time where that girl wrote in and I drank a glass of soy sauce and thought I could fly Leo's concession stand. Woohoo! Clear the launchway, man! We're taking this baby to the moon! And there was that one where Dan and Chris got in that knife fight on the stone bridge.
Hoo-ah! Woo-wee! I'm a blade man, hen!
And there was that one where Chris drank a glass of soy sauce and tried to eat Leo's concession stand. Hold on tight, Chris. We're blasting off to the moon! So that's it, Western dude. That's pretty much the cream of the crop. There may be a few other good ones in there, but if you ask me, it doesn't get any better than that grape nuts robot. Okay, so that's the end! Well, that was pretty fun. I mean, that was pretty fun, Chris, wasn't it?
That was pretty fun. Yeah. I remember that time fondly. You know, it used to be we got lots of emails.
Yes, especially from Brian.
Yeah. It used to be. And we used to have to beep his name.
Yes, that was the funnest part.
We used to have to beep.
Was the fact that I would say his name a lot.
We used
then
to have,
you would get aggravated and
I mean, there were all the names we had to beep. There were and
Why did you have to bleep?
Because after we do this, I'm going to go back in and use a different bleep sound for each one of those.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So we'll cut that part out.
Are you going to bleep the bleep bunch?
Bleep the bleep bunch. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of bleeps that I have to bleep. I mean, we had to bleep a whole bunch of people because, you know, in the early days of the podcast, people weren't quite sure that they wanted to be mentioned on something so sensationalized and no.
You mean the 2 or 3 people that listen every week?
Yeah, no, they weren't sure that they wanted their names mentioned, so we had to do that. Yeah.
Hey, so I was doing some research at work today in between being really busy.
Yeah.
And I was just looking up. Now I actually don't think we've ever talked about this on the show before.
Okay.
Jumping the shark.
No, I don't believe we've ever jumped a shark.
No, it was.
Or talked about it.
It was. Yeah, I don't think we've talked about it. I really don't think we've jumped the shark yet.
Okay.
Maybe after this episode, people will be like, "Wait a minute,
wait a second."
So yeah, like the phrase was popularized because of Happy Days.
Yes.
When Fonzie, who a couple seasons earlier he had jumped his motorcycle over some buses or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he dumped his bike at the very end, and that was the cliffhanger at the end of the season.
And there was the time where he jumped his motorcycle over Mork's naked ass.
That was the thing? Or are you just being funny?
I was funny?
No, not really.
All right, yeah, so there was the time when, over the buses and yeah.
And so then, they were like, oh, well, how are we going to top this? Oh, let's have Fonzie go on
top
water.
Mork. I mean, that's how...
Why do you want him and the late, great Robin Williams...
The late, great Robin Williams, I think...
To have butt sex.
Butt sex with the late, great Henry Winkler? Or is he still alive?
He's still alive.
All right. Well, maybe...
As of this recording, he is still alive.
Maybe, and we'll never know, maybe that was one of the 8 of the great unfulfilled fantasies of Robin Williams. Not in terms of life, but in terms of career. He wanted
to get banged in the butt by
Fonzie.
I don't agree with what you're saying.
I think that might have been one of the things that was left on his to-do list. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
All right, but Fonzie, he had jumped a bunch of buses,
and then they decided to have him on water skis jump over a shark.
That's right. That's how jumping the shark was.
That's how the phrase got coined, because that's when Happy Days turned into nonsense.
Nonsense, yes. I mean, now what I wonder is, did Mork happen before or after that jump the shark moment? Because he did appear. The reason I'm even bringing this up is that's one of the first appearances of Robin Williams as Mork is on the Happy Days.
Yes,
but
and then they did the spin-off, which was Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
They also there was several Happy Days.
There was Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah, Joni.
God knows why she did, but
Penguin Loves Chechny.
And there was the Riddler Loves Chechnya. I mean, there was that one.
The Riddler Loves Chechnya?
I said Joni Loves Chachi. You said Penguin Loves so whatever. I thought you said Penguin, and I was just moving on to. All right, I was moving on to Riddler. The Riddler loves
the rest
Chechnya.
of the bad man.
The rest of the bad man.
The bad man villains.
The bad man villains.
All right, so
you were talking about jumping the shark.
Oh yeah, we should, I guess, talk about. So what would you consider to be your favorite show of all time?
My favorite show of all time,
besides My So-Called Life.
Damn it, he took that one off the board. Shit.
That one didn't even have a chance to jump the shark.
No, they let the shark eat it. They let the shark eat it. That should be the other part. Like, what's your favorite show that got eaten by the shark before it could jump the shark? I mean, like, so there's My So-Called Life. There's
Family Guy. Oh wait,
yeah.
that one got like. See, I mean, I don't mind watching Family Guy. I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it. But
Yeah.
like, I don't seek it out like I used to. But like, I think it probably would have remained better if it had never gotten brought back.
Never gotten brought back. Yeah. To answer your question, I would say Lost is probably my favorite show of all time.
Okay, so when would you say that Lost jumped the shark?
I would say it still has not, Steve.
You mean after, like, spoilers, Smoke Monster was the guy from The Big Lebowski. Oh, no, he was some other guy, but the godlike guy.
The
was
godlike
guy.
Was Jacob was the guy from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, he was the guy that at the beginning of the movie that stunk in the dude's head in the toilet.
Yeah. No, see, I dig all of Lost, but in terms of where I think most people think it jumped the shark, I would say Nikki and Paolo. I think, see...
You mean that episode when it was just like completely not related to the core cast?
They did a number of those. I think it was, see, in my recollection, and I've had arguments with people about this, it was middle of season 3. Season 3, they're like, we need to introduce some of the background characters. People have
because
asked
they
us about
exist,
the other actors
like
on the island.
Scott and Steve.
That's who they meant, though, right?
Yeah.
Like the people who were writing in to the producers were like, we want to learn Scott and Steve and people who actually were in the background and maybe had a line here or there. They wanted them brought to prominence, not two random assholes just being like, oh, Nikki and Paolo, they've been there the entire time. No, they haven't.
Yeah.
And so that they worked Nikki.
She
and
was
Paolo.
really hot.
She was attractive, yes. But that's probably where it jumped the shark. What about you? What's your favorite show?
I mean, of all time, I might have to go with The Simpsons.
Okay, and when did The Simpsons? When was the first time The Simpsons jumped the shark?
The thing is about The Simpsons is they've been so self-aware about it. In fact, bringing up clip shows again, there was one of the clip shows they did because the show's like 500 episodes in. One of the many clip shows that they've done. Had a at the end they had like a bunch of just still pictures of the Simpsons doing stuff, and one of them was Grandpa Simpson on water skis jumping over a shark.
Of course it was.
There was an episode, I think it was maybe season 9 or 10, where Seymour Skinner was not Seymour Skinner. And he was Armin Tamzarian.
Okay.
And he basically was like in the war, and then he came back, and like the real Seymour Skinner, like was like a POW or something like that. But then he thought he was killed, so he didn't want to break his mother's heart. Or well, the real Seymour Skinner didn't want to break his mother's heart. So the Armin Tamzarian comes back to Springfield and claims to be Seymour Skinner, and basically that's what happens. And then at the end of the episode. Like, because like the real Seymour Skinner shows back up, and then so they kick other Skinner away, or they kick him out, and make him lose his job and all that, and then they didn't like the new guy, so they brought him back, and they're just like, we're just going to call you Seymour Skinner from now on. It was just like it was this like self-contained story, but I'm like, what are you doing? Why did this story need to happen? It was just kind of annoying.
Yeah. Well, speaking of you mentioned the clips. Should we give them another clip? I mean,
sure. I mean, I did recently go to Maine, and we did talk about it a bunch. But like, there was this really good. It was a really long story. It was so good. You were so riveted. That you just listened to me. I
just listened to you the entire
for like
time.
5 minutes.
I know.
I was telling the story.
I've been accused of speaking too much on the show. So
no one's ever excused.
It was. Nobody's ever excused me of that,
or accused
me. And so it was really. I mean, I think all of you remember this time when I was really silent for the whole the whole damn bit.
Yeah, and it was the time recently when I went up to Maine. I mean, like there was. So Becky and I did a lot of fun stuff in Portland, but then I met a friend and we went fishing. So here's that story now. Bert and I come down to the docks at about 6 o'clock in the early morning. Bert went into the boathouse to fetch the pots and the slickers, and I went out to the dock to start up the Bluebird. I stepped into the cockpit to loosen her up with a few turns. Saw, 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 saw. You could hear it were cold, so I advanced the spark and gave it more choke and cranked her up in earnest. Saw, 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 saw. Bum 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 bleep 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 bleep. Well, I got it started. Bert come out to the docks with the pots and the slickers. Throw 'em aboard, Bert. Bert threw 'em aboard. Cast off the bow, Bert. Bert cast off the bow. He cast off the stern. Loosed the springer. Hopped the board. Gave the dock a shove with the boat hook. And the Bluebird slithered out into the harbor. We hit our number 2 on schedule when I sniffed a cold breeze coming in off the ocean, laden with Humdiddy. That were me sniffing. That were the breeze. It weren't long before old Greasy Frog Light started a fumfin'. Girl. Girl. That were old Greasy Frog. Presently, we were locked in a dungeon of fog. I couldn't see Bert, and he couldn't see me. I told Bert to cut the engine so we could listen for the Bangor packet about due through at that time. Cut engine, Bert. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bert cut engine. Give a blast to the horn, Bert. Give it another one, Bert. That were a good 'un. But it weren't good enough, for out of the fog, about 100 yards to port, come the Bangor packet bearing down at us at about 10 knots. The Bangor packet struck the Bluebird at about midship and drove through her like green corn goes through the new maid. Water rose up to our necks before we decided to swim for it. I dove down about a fathom or so, as to avoid the 2 whirring propellers of the Bangor packet as she went all top. I come up to the side and cried out, "Bert! Bert, are you there?" There weren't no answer. So I thrashed around in the water till I hit a hard object, about a foot or so beneath the surface. I grabbed a hold of it, pulled it up, and it were Bert, only he were full of water. I just held his nose above the waves as best I could, till by some stroke of luck we fetched on a buoy. I climbed atop it, pulled Bert up beside me, emptied him, and we were near dried out by the time the fishing smag come along, picked us up, and brought us back into Kennebunkport, Maine. Now, if you're ever down east and you want to go a-fishing, you have a standing invitation to ride on the Bluebird 2 with Bert and I.
That was such a good story, Steve. I'm riveted again just listening to it again.
That's right, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever been fishing? I mean, obviously.
Besides this, this was a kind of an incident that didn't really turn out so well. But other instances that I've been fishing have been when I was younger.
And
I'm I remember this, like, I was totally, like, completely ruined on ice fishing when I was probably, I think, about 10 years old.
Yeah.
My grandfather took me out ice fishing. It was in North Chelmsford, I think.
Yeah.
It might have been Freeman Lake.
Freeman Lake. Yeah.
Or it used to be called Crystal Lake.
Yes. Until Jason hacked everybody up.
Yeah,
right?
and then they changed the name to Freeman Lake because I guess that works better than a bunch of campers getting murdered at a fun little camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there's us getting local for you.
Getting local for you.
And yeah, so we had the hole in the ice, and we didn't have a shanty. Now I think this is key, and like I
think it's key to drink a little.
And I'm 10. I can't drink.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not 10 now, but I was 10 then.
Yeah. So a shanty is key to fishing.
Well, ice fishing.
To ice fishing.
Because you have the little. You have like this. I mean, it's still cold.
Yes.
But you got the wind out of the equation because you're in this little.
Because you're drinking.
You're in this little box. Well, yeah, and you're probably drinking.
You're probably drink. Oh wait, we're thinking of different kinds of shanties.
No, you're thinking of a shandy.
Oh. It's your accent.
Shanty.
It's your accent.
A shanty. Well, my main accent that I like gained and lost in one whole story.
Well, I mean, it's you're reliving the experience there.
Yeah.
Or reliving the experience.
Yeah. Me and Bert and I.
You and Bert and I. I can't do it. It doesn't come back. I slip into many different accents there.
I think that's like Brooklyn,
probably a little bit of Southie somewheres. I don't know. I can't do the accents.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
You still try.
I still try. It's like my dad in singing.
Yep. So like I just asked like for the keys to the car, and I started up the car, and I just sat there and like
on the ice.
No, in the car next to the lake.
Ah, gotcha.
And I was out there for maybe like half an hour. I didn't enjoy it a second of it.
Yeah.
I know our good friend Leo is an ice fisher. But like I prefer like fishing in the in fact I don't actually like fishing. I don't
like fishing either.
I like sitting in a boat and drinking.
Yeah. I liked the tale of you and Bert. And I wondered if there was a tale of you and Ernie. I mean, if you met
That was one of. Oh, never mind. That's too inside. We'll talk about that after.
After, yeah.
But yeah, like I like, and not even like a motorboat. It doesn't even have. It just be like a rowboat. Just like not a kayak. I don't think that would work because you need to have like a little bit more of a boat. So to cast off,
right.
And like I don't even need a hook. I'm just gonna put like this thing. The
put a candy bar in the end of it.
Yeah, or a Baby Ruth, or a poop.
Poop.
See if the fish will eat poop.
Hey, they're fish.
I don't want to eat that fish that ate the poop though.
They're fish. They're dumb.
So yeah, I mean, just sit in the boat and drink. That's
sit
fun.
In the boat and drink.
Me.
That's fun. Yeah, I have not done that yet. I have not. That's part of the ritual, the transition to male adulthood that I've not done. I don't know that I've fished a whole bunch. I've certainly done it at least once.
Like on the shore fishing is like the worst.
Yeah, I've certainly done that and worried that I was going to get a hook in me. That's pretty much how
fly fishing.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much why I stay away from fishing. Is I saw the hook, I saw the potential for
fly fishing
for my
is
eyeball
like crazy
to come,
dangerous.
Come flying out. Yeah, no, fishing's not for me. I think I've been invited to go deep sea fishing, but never done that. Closest I've done is whale watching, which is not fishing.
Did you drink while you were watching whales?
I wish I had. I drank while I was
because it was frightful boring.
It was frightful boring. I think we saw a couple. We must have saw a couple the first time because we kept doing it for a few years, and then we were out in Nova Scotia, all the way out to the end of Nova Scotia somewhere where we had to take 2 or 3 boats to get there, and we went on a whale watch and we saw nothing, and they offered us a coupon to come back. And we're like, we're not from here, and even if we do come back, I'm not traveling over 3 ferries to get out to your particular whale watch place to not see whales again.
That's a bummer, man.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. When I was in Hawaii, I did drink on a boat, on a catamaran. We were going along the island of Kauai, and or Kauai, or however the hell you're supposed to pronounce it. My favorite island, the Garden Island, and we were on a boat, a catamaran, and it was. I almost didn't need to drink because watching the dude who was bringing the drinks. As the catamaran sped along the Nepali coast, bouncing up and down, and watching this guy try to keep his tray of Mai Tais from spilling.
He had a tray? He wasn't bringing them 2 at a time?
No, he had a tray of Mai Tais that he was bringing out to anybody who wanted.
Was he just like a master of this at this point?
He was amazing. He did not... I was like...
He didn't spill a drop?
I don't think he spilled a drop. Wow. Any other person... That shit was going everywhere, but no, that guy, that was highlight of my honeymoon.
Speaking of shit going everywhere, let's play another clip.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in a parking lot again. Parking lot of movie theaters. You ever make out when you ever make out in a movie theater parking lot?
With you, no.
Okay.
I like it because we're at Cinemagic. It's the song that we always sing when we talk about Cinemagic.
It is.
When I was driving over here to meet you, like from where I was parked over there before.
Yeah,
I kind of drove
over there.
Yeah, well, you know. And so I was driving over here, and I don't know why I was singing the Cinemagic theme, but I wasn't singing the actual words. And I think I was just singing, "You love to eat assholes," and I don't know why.
All right. Well, Steve, while we were listening to that great clip, you went to the bathroom. Do you want to tell the story about what happened when you went to the bathroom?
I don't know. Sorry, there's a lot of noise in the background.
There was a lot of noise in the background.
I'm just kidding around, though. I did go to the bathroom, and
it was a funny story.
Yeah, it was. Well, I went to the bathroom, and then
you've gone to the bathroom on the show before.
Not on the show.
No.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. There was that one time.
That I took a dump on the show.
You took a dump on the show.
I took a dump on the show every day.
We just
every week.
We brought the mics into the bathroom, and yeah. Oh no, you.
Why don't we have the clip of that one, Chris? Here, I'll play that clip for you right now.
That sounded a little bit like Donald Duck.
No, that was diarrhea.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, but you can do Donald Duck, and I can't do Donald Duck. We established this,
yes,
right?
We did establish that already.
But what happened when you went to the bathroom this time?
This time, okay, so I went to the bathroom. I came back. We did a little bit of show, so you're slightly off the mark on the timeline. But then we went out again after we listened to that last clip.
Right.
And then I was speaking with your mom. She told me a little story. She's like, hey, did you go to the bathroom recently? And I went, yeah. And she goes, well, you know, Chris's daughter was like, what boy was in the bathroom before me?
Had to be a boy.
Yes.
Had to be a boy.
It had to be a boy.
Because why? You left
because I totally left the seat.
You left the seat up.
I've lived in a studio for a while, and so I don't bother, you know, a lot of the time.
Have you heard see this confused me. I don't know if it was I heard it in a movie or read it in a story or whatever, because there's also the accusation of not putting the seat down.
Yes, that so like I think that's more egregious because then there's the definite possibility of piss being on the seat.
Right.
Which when I think it would be more shitty for a lady to like sit down and like sit and piss.
Right, but if you hadn't if you forgot to, so you left the seat this time, you left the seat up. And of course the problem there is
they have to put it down.
They have to put it down or else they're going to fall in. If you okay, yeah.
So I have a funny,
it makes sense.
I have a funny story from like
I've only been living with women for how long? I don't know.
Yeah, do you still sometimes leave the seat up?
I don't think that I do. No, I mean I my last year of college I was in a townhouse with was it 5 5 other women.
Wow.
Other,
Look at you, the ladies' man.
5 other women. 5 women. Not other women.
You are...
No matter how many
you,
wine
like in a
coolers
bosom buddies type situation where you were dressing up like a woman?
Because I wanted to be able to stay in that dorm, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
That's the hidden story of my final year at college.
Well, I don't understand why you've never told that story.
I've never told the story about me Tom Hanksing senior year. No.
Who was the other guy?
Peter Scolari.
Okay.
Holy shit! Where did that come
Wow.
from? Why do we know the stupid stuff that we know?
We should do trivia sometime. Because,
We should.
I want you on my team. If you can come up with Peter Scolari,
Peter
out of the middle
Scolari out of the middle
right,
of nowhere.
right in your asshole. You just kind of yanked that right
Yank
out.
that right out.
All right. So funny story. Former relationship, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably maybe like 12 years ago, maybe even
Yeah.
more. I was staying at the girlfriend's place, and it was the middle of the night. I had to pee, and I did, and I left the seat up, and it was her mom.
Was this the end of the relationship?
No. Her mom
Oh no.
got up in the middle of the night, had to pee. She apparently doesn't turn the light on or anything.
no.
And she fell in the toilet. So, that being said, I went back to sleep. I was back asleep, but then I woke up a little bit later. I had to pee again.
Yeah.
Did the same thing. Guess what?
She
Had to pee again. Oh, I think I just broke the chair. She had to pee again and fell into the toilet a second time.
Now, was she aware that you were staying over?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say it's an even better story if you
It was on the down low.
it was on the down low and you left the seat up and it was like a single mom and like they weren't used to having
You're
a
just
dude
like
in the
making
house.
up this weird like scenario. No,
She wasn't used to having a dude in the house, and the next day she's talking to her daughter. She's like, "Why did you leave the seat up last night twice?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm just trying a new thing."
well, that's fun.
What about another clip?
Okay, let's play another clip. So what I was thinking is after this, we just go and we get crazy and we go skinny dipping.
We go skinny dipping in the river out back. It's not really a river. It's like a stream.
Yeah, that's not a skinny dipping thing. Did one of your neighbors have a pool or anything?
One of them has a boat, or they used to.
Doesn't the next door neighbor have a
They
pool?
do have a pool. They do have a pool. They were having a pool party yesterday.
Skinny dips.
Skinny dips. I don't know. Are we that skinny? Are
No,
we skinny enough to skinny dip?
no, but
That's not where it comes from.
I think it's just because you're in your skinnies.
So should it be skivvy dip?
Isn't that like a scabies? Like
Scaby
a
dip.
itchy?
Oh, scaby dip. That's like what you buy behind the counter at 7-Eleven. Like you buy some scaby dip instead of cigarettes.
What?
That was good. That was a good one.
That was really funny.
Oh, we got so much email about that one. Do you remember?
Yeah,
We got a ton.
We got a ton of email.
About that bit. I mean,
One email.
you
probably.
guys all remember that bit, right?
Yes, that was hilarious.
It was a marquee moment of the show.
Hey, remember when I sang that song for Thanksgiving?
I do remember that.
Let's play the clip. Ooh, booby, 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 booby. I like me some boobies. I like boobies. How about you? La 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 la. That was a good song. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it back to Total Recall because we don't need to talk about rocking.
We
anymore.
don't need to be talking about rocking.
So there was this. They of course made a video game of the Total Recall game.
Of course,
but
they did.
when Total Recall came out, it was the 80s, right?
I
the
want to
early
say it was
90s.
I thought it was the early 90s.
Okay, but it was pre Super Nintendo. So the
Yes.
version of Total Recall game that I played was on the NES,
On the original.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
And I remember like my old podcast, The Simulated Itch Relief. There's still a couple episodes out there. Check it out.
Yeah.
And one of the first things we did as a test recording was we just sat in the room. We had one mic placed in the middle.
Yeah.
We had gotten more mics as time went on, but like we were just, and that's where like the theme song stuff came from. Was clips of that. So we were just playing Nintendo games, and I was commenting on the
on the game. So like, there's all these SWAT guys that are coming at you in the first level.
Yeah.
And you basically take them down with one punch. So I was like, a SWAT guy, fully armored, I can take down with one punch. But then this midget comes out of nowhere, and I gotta hit him 3 times to kill him. What the hell's going on here?
I remember that part from the theme song.
Yeah.
I listened to your podcast around this time. I had built up a few of them on a summer vacation, one of our camping trips with Stephanie's family, and that was built up, and I had a couple of them, and I remember walking around this one particular campground that we've been back to once or twice, and when I'm back there, I remember the simulated itch relief. I remember it fondly.
And one of the other ones was like, well, from that game was you would occasionally get like pulled into an alley, and that's where the midget would attack you. But there was like a guy shooting at me, and I'm like, ah! And then like the guy shot me, and then I went in, like he shot me into that hand.
Yeah.
And my reaction was, ah! He shot me into the dude that's gonna rape me.
Because rape is funny.
It's in that context. It's funny. I'm sorry.
No, I was making fun of myself in that moment for laughing when you said that. I was poking fun at me.
I gotta tell another story.
You got to tell another story.
Another story about Maine, but
Should
this isn't going back to a clip because this is
Okay.
one that
I was going to say, should we give him a clip before you tell the story?
No.
Of Maine.
No, we'll give him a clip after.
Okay.
In fact, we might need to do like a lightning round.
We might need to do a lightning round of clips.
All right, so when Becky and I were up in Portland, we went to a little diner, and I actually wanted to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Because you are a parent and I am not.
It is apparent that I am a parent.
Oh, stop. So at this diner, it was really good. They have like maybe 3 or 4 tables, and then they have the area where you can sit at the counter. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty small place. They have really good food. That was like, I was so remarkably full after eating. I had some Maine blueberry pancakes.
Yes, can't go to Maine without blueberries.
Yeah. So apparently the owner was in the news probably a couple nights ago.
Oh, I have seen this.
You've seen it.
I
All
have
right.
seen this.
So for those of you who haven't, this woman who's the owner. There was a child that was in the restaurant that was crying for probably a good half an hour.
Yes.
I'm going lower than I think. I think it was actually longer than that.
Yeah.
And so at a certain point, she was actually working on the grill, making people's food.
Yeah.
She turns around, slams her hands onto the table, and goes, not onto the table, onto the counter.
Yeah.
So these people, she was like looking at them.
Yeah.
But it's not like she was right in their face.
Yeah.
But she goes, slams her hands down, and she's like, "This has got to stop." Mm-hmm. And there was a big hullabaloo about, parents can't go there with your kid and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll give you my opinion on what I thought should have happened.
Yeah.
So, all right. So both parents were there, presumably. Mm-hmm. And there's more than one kid.
Yeah.
So you take the kid that's crying, and you take that one parent has to take the bullet and takes the kid out of the restaurant.
Yes.
As, being nice to the staff and everyone else around.
Right.
And the child that's not being bad can enjoy their chocolate chip pancakes and whatever.
Yeah.
And then, whatever.
Right.
That's how I saw that the situation should have gone.
Yes.
And it shouldn't have escalated to the point where the woman was so fed up with the child screaming that she was just like, "You need to stop."
Right.
So being a parent, so
I will say that I also saw, although I did not have a chance to read it, floating around Facebook, a link from the parent. Something that I don't know if it was an interview, a blog post, what the heck it was from the parent that was part of that scenario. So the parent whose kid got yelled at.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a chance to look at it. I will try to link it in the show notes for this episode. I'm pretty much right there with you. And for better or worse, I try to make that happen. If one of my kids is being a disruption, then I try to get them out of there. Sometimes maybe faster than I need to, because I think I'm more aware. People might tell me I'm wrong, but I think I'm more aware of my kids possibly being a distraction or disruption than most people are. And so I might even get them out of a situation faster than I need to, and then get talked to about it later, because I don't want to be that guy, be that
Well,
parent.
I coming from, people that are hungover, having greasy breakfast.
Yes.
And like greasy spoon.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't have drank all that, shitty beer last night. And
Right.
then I'm like, I hear "Rah!" for 40 minutes. I might have yelled earlier.
Yeah.
Like as
Might
a
have.
customer, not as the owner.
I think you might have been. Now here's a question.
Uh-oh.
You're on an airplane. You're on an
You
airplane.
can't do anything. You did like you
Do you
can't-
do you hand one of the parents a parachute and you say, "Take them, get
See,
out of here"?
that's a different situation.
Yeah.
You just have to get your noise canceling headphones.
You bring in some horse pills, some tranquilizers.
What am I, Bill Cosby? Oh, that's a good way to end, though.
No, but we still got
Allegedly.
Everyone's allegedly. Even
Well, the
if
thing is,
they've-
like, we don't want to get sued.
well, no. Part of the criminal process that has always mystified me and is that even people who have basically admitted that they did something, or there's video of them doing it, are still alleged until they're actually convicted. And great, go America. I'm glad that's the way it works. But sometimes,
Well, one of my favorite parts of the story is, like, I saw it was on Channel 5, local Boston News.
get local for you.
And the woman did not apologize.
No, she
That
did
was
not.
my favorite part.
She
Oh, I
was
just kicked the stand.
no. I mean, she seemed completely like, you know what? I'm fine with it if that means less parents coming in. I don't know.
I believe it's Marcy's. Let me look it up
Marcy's.
just to be sure. So if you're in Portland, go there and support her with some of your disposable income. That since you don't have children or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, support
And
her with your,
hopefully families won't be there anymore, so you can enjoy it. You can
support her
nurse your
with your
hangover
disposable
in peace.
income instead of supporting us. Just
Well,
saying.
yeah, support her and us for Christ's sake. Yeah, it is Marcy's Diner.
Marcy's Diner in Portland, Portland, South Portland.
It's right near Congress Street.
Near
so.
Congress Street. All right, everything's near Congress.
I know, but
The Congress needs their pancakes, man. That's the deal. That's the dilly.
so go there, support this lady for not apologizing and being like one of the first people in a very long time to not bow down to the
internet,
the damn internet outrage
the
machine.
gosh darn internet outrage machine. I can't even know what this accent is. I don't know where I'm from, but the internet is messing with the whole dang country.
All right, let's do
We should do some
Let's
plugs.
do, we'll
and
do
then
the plugs and then we'll do a lightning round.
do
of
a
clips.
lightning round of clips.
So you can reach Chris at.
ECC1977 on Twitter.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word, on the Twitter. Tweet me and tell me all the things that you love about me.
And tell him all of the things that you really, 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 really like about him.
Yeah, and tell me, and you can email us too, hot@clarkwoods.com, and just tell me how right I am and how often I'm right. Except for last week when I was dumb and I corrected your grammar and I was wrong.
There was that moment, yeah. And I believed you.
Yes, and you went with it. And then Dan was like, "No, you're wrong, Steve.
You're wrong, Steve.
You're a dumb dipshit."
Of course, you You could find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/5252.
This is going to be pretty extensive with all the clips you're playing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and all the references to
all
the episodes
references
that you're...
to episodes gone by. I mean, all the episodes. we need people, if they've forgotten what episode these clips are from, they need to be able to go back and listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, so yeah, you should just listen to all the episodes
Listen
to
to all
find
of
where
them.
these clips came from.
You got 52 hours. You
Yeah.
got 52 hours of time. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it'll be good for a road trip across the country.
Yeah. Lightning round?
Lightning round. Boom! That was lightning.
We're trying to do it.
God, technology's such a shithead today. Test. Testicles. Do. Are Are you doing the test or?
I am doing a test.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were.
I'm not doing a fucking test. How would you test fucking? Could you test fucking without Play-Doh? You should say that for the show.
Play-Doh?
Play-Doh. There was a toy that came out on Christmas. It was a Play-Doh toy, and it looks like a penis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could test fucking with that?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's how you would test fucking, is with things that were...
I thought you meant the philosopher.
Test fucking? I've never met him. I'm not familiar with his work.
Plato.
Oh. It's cold in here.
It's fine.
It's I'm vamping for the...
Are you testing?
I'm testing.
Oh.
I said it's cold in here. I was
Maybe
like, maybe
it's cold in here. Do you want me to take off your clothes? Oh wait, that wouldn't make you more warm.
Yeah.
But maybe
it might make me more warm.
Maybe if I stuck it inside you and shot my hot jizz in your butt.
Hey.
Are we still testing?
Yeah. Did you know?
No.
That a big gulp from 7-Eleven
Oh, I better turn this music
is...
down.
Well, it's just a test. I mean, you know.
I know, but we don't want to, if we ever use this
Yeah, I know.
So what are you talking about,
But
Bill?
do you know that there's the big gulp from 7-Eleven?
There is?
It's 64 ounces, which is...
How much does that cost you?
double the size of the
Your
human
penis.
stomach.
Oh, wait, no.
No. Like a human stomach can apparently comfortably hold about 32 ounces of liquid. So a big gulp, which I just drank on the ride here, is twice the size of my stomach, which might account for why I had to pee twice since I got here. Huh? We're old men talking about peeing and fucking and shitting. Do old men talk about fucking?
Old men?
Old men?
Oh, check it out, The Nut Job on Netflix. Talk about religion.
We could talk about religion.
That could be something that we could get all controversial on.
Well, we did. We were political last time.
Apparently, people liked that.
Apparently, Matt said it was our best. Yeah,
best since Depressario.
All right. Well, I'm testing.
I know. I saw the green line
blinking light.
I'm not even going to ask this time because I saw it.
You saw. Did you see the sign? Did it open up your mind?
Fuck you.
That is not what I was saying. I said I was running a test. Now I'm running a test.
No one has any sigh. What the fuck? I want to use this fucking technique where Nami shows her boobs and then stuff happens.
That would be good for the outtakes. Yeah.
Is that going?
It is going. Yeah.
All right, there. Usopp, do your fucking golden pound.
Your golden pound.
Golden. Oh, there we go.
That is what.
Here we go. Whoosh! Happiness punch. Now it's that. That is the shittiest technique ever.
Now that's what she said.
Yeah.
We'll do a test. Do you have to get tested for herpes when you get shingles?
I don't know if they can test for herpes.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you have herpes.
Herpes.
Like active herpes.
I mean, I can say that I have herpes, like even when I have a cold sore in my mouth, right? Like that's herpes simplex, whatever it is. Right?
You have herpes?
Like there's variations of herpes.
No, but like if you have a cold sore, that's herpes.
Right. So I think I have herpes right now.
I think what you're talking about is a canker sore.
Well, the canker sores are on the inside or the outside?
Inside.
Okay, so I have canker sores.
Canker sores is something that you get when you
eat
something really sour or something.
Got it. If I have sores in my dick,
that's herpes. Unless you rub lemons on your dick.
You're really being a Foley artist with.
This is me. Putting my finger in Chris's ass. It's tight as a drum.
All right, we're running a test about Pinocchio.
About Pinocchio.
About Pinocchio.
There was this episode of Louie that happened like a couple of what was it? I think it was last season, or maybe it might have been season 3. But there was this guy that was in the elevator, and he was talking to Louie, and he was just like, "Hey, there's this joke about Pinocchio. I want to tell you." And he's like, and this woman's like, she goes on a date with Pinocchio, and she's like, "Fuck me, Pinocchio." Oh yeah, and he's like, that's not how the joke goes. He's because his nose grows. She says, "Lie to me," and then it keeps on going further inside of her, and she likes that. That's what the joke is. And the guy gets mad at him and says, "That's not funny."
I was like, isn't every joke about Pinocchio about his nose? Like, sit on my face and tell me that you love me, like that. Isn't that no? That's a Monty Python.
That's a Monty Python thing. Yeah.
I mean,
I saw the blip of mine, and it didn't look bad. Like normally, I look like I'm being muffled.
You sound like a horror movie there.
You're a cunt.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you're not.
You are what you eat.
You eat cunts.
It's been known to happen. No,
oh Jesus.
I was asking you about whether or not you were a Goofy. No, I was asking you if you liked Goofy or Donald or Mickey.
Does anybody like really like Mickey? Like,
I think Mickey's kind of the default. Little kids before they realize that Donald and Goofy are cooler.
They're more dynamic characters. He's just now
I can hear.
See,
myself.
now you can't do it.
I can't do it because I can hear myself. No, that's getting close to Goofy. Yeah, no, I can't do it.
No, Goofy's more like York.
Yuck. I can't do Donald at all. I used to.
What are you talking about? You can go.
I never learned to do that.
I just did "What's Up, Doc" as Donald Duck.
I did.
This is our voice acting demo tape.
I know my kids have dolls, and that's how I do the Mickey voice. I threw something.
Ha ha, Chris. Ha ha.
I'm your friend Mickey.
No, you're not.
MIC. No.
Get out of here.
See you real soon.
Stop it.
Nice.
That's a good way to start.
That would be a good way to
How
start.
did that sound?
That sounded...
Was it guttural?
Fantastic. Guttural? It's a little bit more glottal. Glottal?
Is that your galat right here?
I think
Am I
that's your
pointing to
galat.
my galat?
I think you should stop playing with your galat. At least, well...
I love playing with my galat a lot.
A lot. Galat.
Fuck you.